Kalispera. I'm Maria Athens with The Greek Reporter. Today, The Greek Reporter is fortunate enough to interview Emmy-Award winning journalist and fellow Greek-American Vicki Liviakis. Currently, Ms. Liviakis is a news anchor with KRON Channel 4 News based in San Francisco, California. Welcome, Vicki.
Well, welcome. Actually, I should be welcoming you. You're on the set of the KRON 4 News, and you're my co-anchor for the moment.
Yes, thank you so much for letting us use your studio.
Hey, happy to have you here.
So tell us, Vicki, where are you from in Greece?
I'm actually not from Greece. I'm from Sacramento. I was born in Sacramento, California, but my grandparents were born in Greece. And on my father's side, my Papu and Yaya were from around Hania, Crete. They're Cretans. And then on my mom's side, they were from the Peloponnesus.
Great. And so how Greek do you feel?
Well, I kept my name, Liviakis, and that's a mouthful.
It's a good one.
Oh, yeah. So when people introduce me, I mean, I tell them it's like, let's think of Streptococcus, Liviakis. But yeah, so I feel very Greek, and I try to cover, Greek international events and local, food festivals and church events and anything that kind of sheds light on the Greek culture here in America.
Right. And do you visit our homeland regularly?
Whenever I can.
And how often is that?
Well, not nearly often enough. My first trip was when I was like 20 years old, and it was life-changing. I went out, I remember going out onto the water into the Aegean, and I just felt literally like my DNA had been there. So, yeah, it's a very powerful experience for me. Love to go.
I think most of us feel like that, and care about our culture.
Yeah.
And what are some of your favorite places to go in Greece?
Oh gosh, I mean, Athens is such a dynamic place, and especially because it goes on all night.
Never sleeps.
Yeah, oh, it's quite a city. I really like. I love Crete, Santorini. We were in Mykonos a couple years back. Idra, I love Idra. I mean, Spetses, Paros, Corfu. Okay, is there a place that I don't like? That's a better question.
And what made you become a journalist? How did you break into the business?
I was a dilettante at school. I liked everything under the sun and couldn't really settle on one thing, and I realized that journalism kind of gives you a window to the world, and it justifies not being able to focus on any one thing. So I get to keep learning about the world for the rest of my life, as long as I keep working.
And if you could pick your most defining career moment, what would it be?
Oh, oh my goodness. Well, you're putting me on the spot here. The thing is, and why I stay with this, is that every opportunity, every interview that I do, every story that I cover, it feels like I start anew. And I see it with a fresh set of eyes. So if there was, I'd be locked in the past if I said this was the defining moment. I think I'm still looking for that. Is that a cop-out?
No, it's exciting. It means your job is growing and growing.
Yeah, yeah.
And what storyline genres are your most favorite to report on?
Oh, you mean like beats? And I read somewhere that, that in journalism, because it's in such flux right now too, the beats are sort of disappearing. I mean, it's a luxury to be able to have a specialty. I think I admire science reporters and medical reporters. I've done that kind of reporting, but it just really takes a lot of brain wattage to be able to do that stuff. But my degree's in political science, so I love politics. I think probably I'm attracted to that most because of the use and abuse of power. So you can't go wrong there.
How long have you been doing this for?
Probably longer than your age.
I doubt that.
I've been doing this a long time. I actually started working on the second grade newspaper.
Aww.
And so I don't remember not writing about what I see and experience.
Did you cover the 2004 Athens Summer Olympic Games?
Oh, you bet. And I actually managed to work the first couple of days, and then the rest were just all pleasure. It was a once in a lifetime experience. Greece should be very proud, for what they pulled off. And I know that they had received a lot of consternation, a lot of grief about, whether you know, the venues would be completed.
And they pulled it off in the nick of time, like we always do.
They sure did. You know, the only thing that's tough is I returned the year after, and so much money was spent to build these venues, and I think the hope was that they would be able to repurpose them and use them, and they were empty and vacant, and I know that hurt.
You covered a KRON for a two-part story titled Hearing Voices concerning the troubled Greek-American Montas family whose son murdered his mom. In general, when KRON 4 has Greek-related stories, are you the one that sent out on them? Do you want to do those stories? Do you feel something more for those stories?
I actually wasn't sent out. I was contacted by the father, and we spent a great deal of time with him, and he was reluctant to go on camera, but you know, after several conversations, you know, I think he felt comfortable. It was a very traumatic experience, but there were elements of it that were, you know, just classic, you know, Greek drama, and it was very sad, and hopefully I told it in a way that was sensitive and that shed some light onto the whole issue of schizophrenia and how difficult it is for a family to cope with mental illness.
And now back to Greece. What do you think is Greece's biggest challenge concerning the current financial predicament it's in right now?
Let me tell you what, if I could solve that, I should be running the country. I should be running this country. All I know is that the dilemma that Greeks are facing and that Greece is facing is something that isn't isolated, not only just for Greece itself, but within the European Union. But I think it really has much more importance even to those of us here in America. I mean, as the original democracy, you know, Greece has actually historically been in key positions during pivotal times, and we should look to what's going on there to inform what we may be facing. I mean, these are really difficult times for people. So, yeah, again, I'd be running the country if I had an answer.
Do you believe Greece will bounce back from its economic state?
Yeah, one way or the other. You know, I know there's a lot of pain being experienced right now, but yeah, ultimately, I think the Greek spirit is indomitable.
And finally, you're ranked as one of San Francisco's hottest news anchor babes. And you most certainly are. What's your secret to staying so stunning? Cretan jeans?
Yeah, Cretan jeans. I think my yaya. That's it. Opa.
Opa. Well, thank you very much, Vicki. It was an honor to interview you. And on behalf of the entire Greek Reporter, Feristume Poli.
Okay, Feristo.
Feristo.
Meow.